So, about 6 years ago. Whoa, wait. Was it actually 6 years ago? 2016? No way. Holy. Well, I don't feel insecure at all. So, back in the golden days of Aphmau, Jess used to do occasional live streams, and one of those was this alternate universe roleplay type thing. This live stream was sort of going back to what made Aphmau popular in the first place, and it's a mix between playing actual Minecraft while roleplaying, like the very beginning of Minecraft Diaries. I actually remember watching the live stream and being very interested. It was around the first time that Aphmau was reusing characters to make another story. Well, if you don't count Minecraft Diaries and My Street, that is. It's funny because this style of playing normal Minecraft and roleplaying is pretty much what Aphmau is sort of doing right now. Kind of funny how after all that storytelling, Jess still came back to her roots in some way. Came full circle, and that's pretty interesting. The story goes that this village is looking for farmers, and it doesn't matter if you're like me and you have a brain for a potato, because they value the beauty and learning and stuff. Honestly, can't relate. It feels very nostalgic looking back at this, and seeing the text pop up at like the old days, and Aphmau has to read all the dialogue herself. But anyways, let's actually talk about the Minecraft roleplay, the one that actually got full episodes. Yeah, so this livestream was the inspiration for the actual Meteora Valley roleplay. Well, I guess you could say that the one we're going to look at right now is the remastered version, while this one is the base version. I have no idea. For those of you who don't know, hey, my name's Akira and I talk about things that interest me. And if you like what I do, please consider subscribing and like the video. I'm almost at 10k subscribers and I would really appreciate if you help me out. Also, let me know if there's any other roleplay or really anything else you want me to talk about. Please tell me in the comments below. Alright, so I'm gonna have to be honest. I actually didn't really watch Meteora Valley. I completely skipped it when I found out it was pretty much just a retelling of the livestream. So this will be interesting to go in blind. So episode 1 starts off with Aphmau just arriving at the village and...
Hi! My name is,
You're awkward.
Aaron is here! Oh my god! Yeah, so Jason is here to voice another Aaron clone. Again, yeah, that's cool. It's weird because some of the dialogue is pretty much pulled straight from the livestream, except it's Aaron and Zane this time. On the livestream it was actually Zane and Garth's voice actors, but now it's just Aaron and Zane, so that's pretty interesting. Also, it seems that Zane isn't just a Zane like it was in a livestream. It seems like the roles have switched now, with Aaron taking the role of like, you know, being the Debbie Downer, and Zane being more the straight man. But yeah, anyway, so this village seems a bit sketchy because they are trying to find people to stay at the village forever, apparently. And as the crew starts to leave, a monster shows up and the crew goes back into hiding in the village. Also, apparently when Aaron goes, monsters don't exist, Aphmau is then like, oh, of course you think that. So, I mean, maybe Aphmau has a pet monster or something? I don't know, this series can go in multiple ways. Kind of spoiling it, not gonna lie. The crew then go around the village and meet this guy and kind of phases out of the world. I have no idea what this was about, but he does that. And then they find someone unconscious. Episode 2, we get like a flashback? We then get a few supplies and whoa, this looks like the flashback. So they help this child and the bartender man is like, I know this is from that one movie. The child is apparently from some tribe of spirit menders and bartender man is like, was apparently also a spirit, so that's interesting. Also, I just want to point out, it's weird that there's barely any sound or music. I'm serious. The only sound there is in this video is the occasional Minecraft torture sound and the voice actors talking. Other than that, there's really no sound at all. No ambience, no music, no nothing. It's strange and I'm not sure if that was supposed to be on purpose or not, but it does help this kind of mysterious vibe that it's really going for. But yeah, so they go and they find Chester, who's apparently missing, and Aphmau is like, I need time alone. And she goes to hide and says something is broken. Alright, kinda sus. Episode 3, they go off on a journey. We find out this guy named is Leo. And like a real independent woman who needs no man, Aphmau goes to a bandit camp alone and gets another flashback. Yeah, you go, girl. We get some information and world building about how these woods have been getting more dangerous and some can't even sleep at night because of all the growling of monsters you hear at night. Then this guy says to call him Zero and demands to know Aphmau's name. Honestly, I'm not really vibing with him so far. He just really seems like, you know, a jerk. So yeah, Aphmau says her name is Phoenix and to call her Fee. So, okay. Oh wow, look! Graph! You should totally watch my other videos and subscribe. I promise, they're great. Episode 4, there's some random screaming in the woods, and I have to be honest, it's kind of funny, and it's also a little bit annoying, because it's just the same sound effect playing like every 4 seconds.
Listen. Hear that? Huh? How do you know that?
So, Zero and Fee are having a serious conversation and then Leo gets hurt. So they go to this tribe for help but the tribe mentioned that they got child and it lost. So but it's cool because we have child. Please take child. We bring Leo in the doctor's place, but apparently there isn't a doctor because the only doctor in this whole entire tribe left to the city for a new life. So we have to go to a new tribe for help. Also, we find out that technology exists. And then Jess actually does something pretty cool. At the end of the episode, we can choose what actions that Fee can take, whether that's go get the child or take Leo to another place for help. I don't think Aphmau has ever actually done something like this in a series, so this is very surprising that she ever did anything like this in general. It's actually pretty cool that we get to choose what actions the characters can make. Although, it kind of does suck a little bit because I want to know what the characters are going to do themselves, because this is a pretty dire situation, but it only really seems like one of them is the better options. I mean, sure, we can go ahead and take Leo to another place, but what other place is there? I mean, I guess we can take him back to the village, but the village doesn't really have any like real medical supplies, so of course the best thing to do is just go get the child. Because I mean, we move on to episode 5 and things get a little weird. Jason does a little announcement that he is no longer voicing Zero because people in the comments were saying that Zero reminded them of Eren. And Jason said that he wants Zero to be his own character and not just another Eren. I mean, I get it, but I kind of don't. Okay, so there's a reason why even I said that Zero was basically another Eren. A lot of the dialogue and just the dynamic in general was very similar at times to Aphmau and Eren's friendship in the beginning and how it started off. I get wanting to make Zero different, but you didn't need to step down your role for that. Let the character show that he is different instead of being like, alright guys, I'm gonna just basically replace me. But honestly, that's just my opinion. So back to the episode. Fee decides to bring the child back to the tribe instead of taking Leo to another place to get patched up. So we get back to the village and for some reason the bartender is feeding the child to the bunnies. What? And then we find a cave that's apparently a sacred place and this is getting weird. So this child, her name is Luma, and she can't leave because she has a duty to heal the bunny spirits or something. And the episode ends with another choice, and Aphmau tells us what would have happened if we picked the other option in the last video, which is actually really cool. So if you were ever wondering what would have happened instead of the choice we picked, Aphmau just straight up tells us, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so before we move on to episode 5, I just want to talk about what I think so far. Honestly, it's very hard for me to care and fully get invested in this show. I don't know why. Well, I think I know why. It's okay. So this series is very interesting and there's a lot of mystery, but whenever we sit down and go through a wall of text like this, it gets, I don't know, like a little repetitive and slow. Whenever the characters like Zero, Fee, and Leo, even the bartender, it was interesting to see their dynamic and see them talk, but also at times it felt like their dynamic was a little too familiar. I mean, I already mentioned the dynamic between Fee and Zero, where it was kind of similar to Aphmau and Eren's beginning friendship. But then when we meet like the bandit or that one guy in the woods or like even the people in the tribe, it feels boring and slow. I think most of it has to do with the fact that I'm so used to the voice actors giving their all and like them giving great performance, but then you hear Jess slightly change her speaking tone to read out a huge wall of text, and then it's a bit jarring. I was curious if that really was the reason, so I went back to the live stream and I was able to watch it no problem. But I think that's because we actually had banter between the characters and occasional jokes, because once again, it was a live roleplay between the voice actors of Garth and Zane, so there was much more freedom instead of just being confined to like this script. And that's why I think the live stream is so good, because we actually get to see these characters interact and just talk, be characters. Meanwhile, in the actual series, we just have NPCs and with Aphmau just reading a huge thing of text. In the roleplay, however, most of the time it's just Aphmau and the NPC, so there isn't room for character banter or anything. The only reason for the NPCs to exist, it seems like, is for us to just get information and world building, which is not really that interesting. I want to see the characters get close and form a bond and really figure out what is happening. I want to see the effect that the monsters are having on the people rather than hearing some random NPC just talk about it, Does that make sense? Let me know if you all feel the same way. Please tell me in the comments below. But yeah, anyways, that's enough ranting. Let's move on to episode 6. So Fee goes and investigates the cave and wow, we found Chester. Whoa, yeah, remember him? He showed up in episode 1 and then just went missing after that. And yeah. And now there's a golem and the mayor was found dead in the woods apparently because Chester just said so. And Fee easily disposes of the golem, but then the golem speaks and says that he is in their debt and was corrupted. And raccoons. Yeah, they're cute. So, Fee and Luma return to the village, and then this random spirit says that they can help Leo with his wounds. And in episode 7, Fee agrees for some reason. I get that we don't exactly have options, but not to be rude, but this spirit doesn't look, good. Kind of looks a little evil. So one trip back to the tribe, and Leo is sort of healed. So the spirit is now sharing a body with Leo. So in order for Leo to actually live, he had to share his body with the spirit for some reason. I'm so ready for this to be done, honestly. Episode 8, we finally do what we were meant to do, and that's actually work at the village. In episode 1, where we're supposed to go to the village and just, work. You know how everything was set up in episode 1? Oh, and apparently Fee isn't human. There has been quite a bit of signs, and yeah, Fee just casually says it to herself. And apparently she came here with a mission in the first place. Whoa! Massive plot twist! Yeah, that's cool. Finally, Zero and Fee and Leo are all talking. And I actually mean talking, like they're legit having a conversation, which is rare. They haven't done this since like episode 3. I actually enjoyed this conversation a lot. This is definitely hands down the best part of the whole series. Just finally learning about these characters and just letting them talk to each other, letting them banter, just letting them like say like everything that's on their mind and just reflect on what's happening. This is sadly cut a little short when a monster appears and Fee is forced to transform herself into her monster form. Episode 9, Fee is forced to go warn the tribe, and honestly that's it. And yeah, the monster comes back and we have to choose to save either Zero or Leo, so pick your favorite ship, I guess. Alright, final episode, woo! And of course, Fee protects Zero because nobody fucking cares about Leo. Man, I feel so bad for Leo. He got attacked by monsters like 3 times and almost died to the point where the only way to save him was to put a random spirit in his body, and now he has to share that body with that fucking spirit, and only for him to get attacked again. The monster then transforms and whoa, backstory. Apparently this girl is named Astrea, something like that, and is Fee's sister, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Zero then shoots Astrea with a special bullet and they talk it out. We then get a final goodbye because now Fee finally did what she set out to do in the beginning. That was her mission. So she needs to go home and wait, Leo actually lost his, no, he lost his arm? That's so sad. Man, Leo can't catch a break. What the fuck? And right before Fee goes back to her world, Zero comes along because of course he does. And yeah, that's it. That's the entire series. Wow, what a time. That was interesting. Okay, so yeah, that was a bit of a mess. Cool ideas, but weird execution. Granted, it's not right to complain about the story because with the way that most of it was structured with the whole choose what happens next like story adventure, of course the story was going to get a little like side questy and a lot of things were going to get shafted. So I can't really talk about that too much. However, I will talk about how things immediately fell off. And I think I know why things changed like this. This was around the time that most of Aphmau's roleplays were actually following a theme, and that was magic and such. I really wanted to have like a horror mystery about monsters and what is plaguing the small village, but it quickly turned into, whoa, look, we have golems and spirits and good monsters and monsters that could turn into humans. I was really looking forward to like a grounded story, but instead we got a full adventure that could never really sit still. We never really got to learn about these characters. I don't know anything about Leo, other than like he has a gun and he's kind of protective. What we do learn about Zero is the fact that he apparently is like has his own blog about monsters. I think he researched them or spirits and stuff. I don't know because it didn't really talk about it too much. Also, the bullet that he has just kind of pulled out of nowhere. They tried to say like, oh, he researched spirits and stuff, so of course like he would have something that would counteract the spirits and monsters. But why would you have this bullet if in the beginning of this episode you're like monsters aren't supposed to exist? So I would like that to be expanded upon because maybe he always had it like an assumption. And then it's so weird that he's like, please, Fee, take me with you. There's nothing left for me in this world. It's like, what about your blog? What's the whole point of you blogging in the first place? Because you briefly mention it, but okay, yeah, you see what I mean? Like there's a lot that could be worked with, but we just never learned anything. I'm not sure if the show really tried to sit still because it almost immediately just abandoned kind of everything. I'm not sure if that's because Aphmau didn't know what to do with the story or she just added those elements because that's just how things were it's supposed to go. Either way, this is not what I expected at all. Granted, it probably wouldn't have that Aphmau charm if it didn't have that fantasy aspect. And it's not like the series fell off. It still got a lot of views even up towards the end. And it seemed like everyone in the comments really liked it and even asked for a second season. But if you were to talk about this now, I'm sure no one really remembers it. I've had a few conversations with a few other Aphmau fans and nobody seems to remember the series at all. I didn't even remember it. Hey everyone, so I'm just finishing up this video right now, and yeah, this was a little bit of a longer video than I expected it to be. I thought this video would at least be like 8 minutes long, but I guess I really had a lot to talk about. I'm kind of ashamed. I really thought I would enjoy this. I went back and watched the live stream and I was having a fun time. But watching the roleplay itself, it felt too different. It almost felt like Aphmau didn't really want to make this into a whole series. She kind of was just like, alright, let's just get it done and let's just add stuff that's cool and figure it out later. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to know if I'm the only one feeling this way. Also, please let me know what other things you want me to talk about. It doesn't have to be Aphmau related, so yeah, go ahead and just tell me in the comments below. Also, we're almost to 10k subscribers, so please subscribe. I'm really trying to hit that milestone. I would really appreciate it if you did. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say, so thank you all so much for watching. Talk to you all later. Bye.